Hi, I am Allie Camilletti, and you are listening to Snack Leadership. I will be talking about everything leadership, broken down into bite-sized pieces. You will hear what different leadership skills look like in organizations and how they can rise teams up or take them down. I help leaders build resilience and improve performance by bringing awareness to opportunity behaviors in my business. Spark your mindset. I provide leadership and sales coaching, as well as team building and guest speaking. My hope is for you to feel inspiration and to create a spark in your mindset. Hi everyone. Today we are talking about hospitality. Hospitality is the art of making others feel seen, valued, cared for, creating a space where people feel they matter. Hospitality is an industry that I was raised in. And this article I'm going to share talks a little bit about how hospitality doesn't just have to be actual restaurants and hotels, which that's where we feel it kind of started, right? But I was surrounded by people in hospitality in some form. So my grandmothers were nurses, and my grandfather on my mom's side had a travel agency that him and his wife, my grandmother, ran for years. And that was a big part of what I experienced in hospitality, was being around them and my grandfather. And my grandfather said one day, he's like, I think you should do hospitality. People always seem like they're having fun. I don't know why, but that's all it took. And I was like, okay, I guess that's what I'm doing. And there was no question from that point on. I went forward to work in hospitality. I worked on a golf course when I was younger because I love to golf. And I did like the beverage cart after I did carts. And then I did the snack shop. I even ran the snack shop in college for a time period. And then I went into restaurants after really I graduated. So I have a degree in hotel restaurant management. I went for it, right? And then it just flowed from there. I wanted to do country club management, which I did in Branson, Missouri for a stint. And then I did restaurants in the Bay Area because I really wanted to be at the hub of restaurants. And at that time, back in, what was it, like mid-90s, it was very up and coming, right? San Francisco during that time and the restaurant industry. And then I moved on from that to actually move back up to Oregon. And I started my own business doing event planning after I had managed out at a local resort, Sun River, for a while, doing big events. So it's always been hospitality for me. After doing the event planning, I had a stint where I actually did technology for a company, but I went on site and trained people. And yeah, it was sales, but it's all hospitality. And I'm going to chat a little bit about how it all relates today. So this is what I've done. I love it. And I embody hospitality in everything I do. It's a lifestyle for me. It's not just because it's my business, my career is in the hospitality industry per se, but it really is a mindset. So I found this article by Lander Chamber, who he writes on why emotional connection drives customer loyalty. I will argue that not only customer loyalty, it drives deep friendship as well. So when I say I live it, that's what I'm talking about. It is that emotional connection. We know that great service is expected, right? Especially in hospitality, because it creates that emotional loyalty. If I go to anywhere, we're going to say a restaurant because that's what's most common, and that's what I do more of than anything, really. And I am treated in a kind way. For instance, I have a lot of food allergies. And sometimes I go to new restaurants and I'll say, I'm sorry ahead of time, but I have some food allergies, but I'm pretty confident there's something I can find to eat here. And I will either get the reaction of, oh yeah, those allergies, I'd order a salad. Well, I like a good salad, but you know what? I don't dine out to eat a salad because I can make a salad at home. I have fresh lettuce. I have vegetables. I make a pretty good salad. I dine out because there's things I want to eat that I don't make at home that feel more special. So that answer is never going to get a, I can't wait to come back from me, ever. Now, the answer of, absolutely, we're happy to accommodate you. The kitchen is great about different food allergies. And sometimes they'll even share, like our chef has a food allergy. I had this one restaurant, again, hospitality, I will remember, this one restaurant where I was at, and the chef came out and he said, so talk to me about your food allergies. And so, well, my dairy allergy is a little weird. I'm actually allergic to whey. And he's like, so am I. And we had this great conversation. He's the one that educated me that I can't do goat's milk cheese. No, because it has whey in it. And I thought I could get away with it, and I had, but surprise, surprise, never made me feel totally great. So I am pretty much a sheep cheese eater when it comes to dairy, per se, when it comes to cheese. That is hospitality. For the chef to come out and have a conversation, get vulnerable with me, even teach me something that I now will remember. I want to say that was probably 3 years ago that I had that conversation. And when we talk about hospitality, it's making people feel seen. He made me feel seen. He didn't make me feel bad or guilty, because you can get some chefs that, they really have their thoughts on food, and it's like, no, you eat what I prepare, and I made it this way for a reason, and you kind of zip it. I was in the industry. I saw it a lot. I worked for some chefs that were that way, and I worked for some chefs that weren't. So hospitality isn't just for restaurants. Any customer-facing business can benefit. I had a conversation recently with somebody, and we talked about like retail can be hospitality. Absolutely. When I go to buy maybe an outfit for something and somebody takes that time, it's like, yeah, let me help you out. Shopping's not my favorite thing. It's not something I think I'm great at. But when somebody takes that extra time to make you feel seen and you create that connection, that is what makes the difference. We know leaders must build a culture where empathy and attention to detail are daily practiced, because this will flow with that hospitality mindset and making people feel seen. I had somebody recently say, I know that I do the empathy pieces, right? I say, I'm so sorry. She goes, but sometimes I do it so much, I don't feel like they really feel like I'm feeling it, And I was grateful that she was so vulnerable with me. I was like, yeah, it can happen easily. And so that piece of where we just kind of go into, we don't know what they're going through. They're possibly going through their worst day. We've all had them. Remember yours and what you were like that day, and just take a moment to help people feel seen. Hospitality is your most human and most strategic and competitive advantage. Absolutely. That's what's going to set you apart. So it's going to set you apart from somebody saying, I want to come back. That chef just hung out with me and talked about his food allergy. Yeah, not only am I going to come back, I'm going to recommend this restaurant over and over again. Now, we're in a world where convenience is king and automation handles most transactions, right? I have one of my favorite restaurants that we go to that we have to order on the little kiosk thing. My daughter's so great, right? Even at 8, she's like whizzing through it. She knows everything. I'm like, slow down. I don't even know what you're doing. Did we get my food allergies? Come on. It's very common, and we don't have that interaction. But sometimes, and I've done this before, I'll make an eye with somebody and he's like, yeah, I can still help you. I'm like, thank you. Like, I just want to make sure you don't have this and this and this, because I'm getting something new compared to what I usually get when I'm here. And he's like, yeah, absolutely. So one thing still sets great business apart, though, is how you make people feel. You can have those kiosks, as we know you do, but are you going to take the time? Or are you going to be like, You order on the kiosk. Zip it, lady. I don't want to deal with you. No. Mm-mm. Take that time. Smile. Absolutely. We're here to help you. That's the difference between service and hospitality. And it's more than semantics. It's a growth strategy. This is what is going to set your business apart, is taking the time. So the key difference. Service is the technical delivery of a product or task. It's checking the box, fulfilling the need, moving on. We know that's a big difference, right? Hospitality is emotional. It's about making someone feel seen, valued, and cared for. I don't check boxes. I take that time. I listen, and I try to make people feel seen. That's what I do. I mean, I do leadership coaching, I do sales coaching, and it's really important to me. That is what drives me and who I am, because I embody hospitality to the fullest. Can I get in places where I'm checking boxes? I think we're human. Of course we can. We have those days. And that's what allows us to be empathetic. If we have those days, we know other people have those days, and we can help people through those days. But it's everything I do. So here's the truth. Service can be excellent and still forgettable. But hospitality, that's what sticks. I have my new favorite Smash Burger restaurant that we go to, and I've been there 3 times. They know my allergies. The third time, right? They knew my allergies. She's like, I remember I was here when you were here last. And yes, we have garlic on this and this and this. So when you order the fries, just salt and pepper. And when you order with something else, we need to just do this because there's still garlic in yada yada. Like, there's so many little details of what my food allergies can hang out in. And I will go back there. Absolutely. Because one, I have a wonderful meal, but I leave feeling good. Because if I don't leave feeling good physically, but as well emotionally, where I feel like I was an inconvenience because of my food allergies, I'm not going back. I'm not telling people about it. I tell people about Americana now a lot. Yeah, it's this cute little restaurant, very affordable, which I love, and their smash burgers are awesome. They used to be a food cart. They're now brick and mortar downtown. I tell people. So it matters in every industry, like we talked about. The principles of hospitality applies everywhere. So how do you embody it, right? I mean, it even is in healthcare clinics, is hospitality. You've been to those doctors. I have, for sure. I've had some different health stuff, and I've had different types of doctors. And if they don't have that hospitality with me, I'm out. And I have moved along from a couple doctors before. I want them to be smart and know their stuff, but I also want them to be able to have a real conversation with me about how my health challenges affect my life and what I can do to still feel good and live my longest life. That's hospitality. They make you feel seen. You're not just another patient with a certain issue per se. It's banks. Yep. Taking that moment, making somebody feel seen. Oh, I love those earrings. They're so pretty. Car dealerships. Do we think of hospitality when we think of car dealerships? Oh, no. We think of the used car salesman. Of course we do. I don't know where that started, but I bet I could do a poll and everybody would be like, yeah, the used car salesman tactic. I can't stand it. I can't stand it either. When I had bought a car, not my most recent one, but the one before last, and I went to an actual dealership, which usually I like to do person to person, there was a kid on the lot who was cleaning cars. And I was like, hey, I want to look at this car. Can you let me in? He's like, yeah. So he let me in. We started talking, and he was very helpful. And I said, I want you to sell me this car. And he's like, oh, I can't. I'm like, okay, then I'm not going to buy here. Well, his dad happened to be like the owner, and they fought me on it. But I was like, I want this kid to sell it to me. He told me about the car. He showed me the car. I want him to be the one. And so he was through the whole transaction. Somebody helped him out, but it was pretty funny. So anywhere there's a customer, there's an opportunity to offer more than service. We have the choice in what we do every day of how we offer that hospitality. Research from Harvard Business Review shows that emotional connected customers are more than twice as valuable as highly satisfied customers. Yeah. They spend more, they stay longer, refer others. It's true. We know it. That's the business case. Here's how to deliver it. So you go beyond the transaction. What turns an interaction into an experience? Oh, there's so many things. Remembering their name, remembering their food allergies, a birthday acknowledged, an unspoken met need, like just kind of paying attention to people and seeing that there's something that's needed. When I was in college, I traveled through Europe and I was at this restaurant, and I am not kidding you. I still have this vision of me accidentally dropping a fork on the floor, and I feel like that server picked it up before it hit the floor and gave me a clean one. I'm not kidding you. That is something that is forever etched in my mind. That place gave the best service and hospitality. They saw what I needed before I even said anything. That's what seamless connection feels like. A hotel staffer noticing you're reading a mystery novel suggests a nearby bookstore. A coffee shop barista starts your regular order when they see you walk in. These aren't luxuries. They're leverage. That's what's going to set you apart. So in this article, they give a framework to help some people that are like, oh, I want to be this, but gosh, I don't know. Give me a little help. So to make hospitality a habit, leaders can use the CARE model. Connect. Connect is greeting with intention and attention. Intention and attention. You hear that? That's a difference right there. You are paying attention to them. You are not looking at your phone. You're not looking at something else around you over their head. You have that intention and attention. Acknowledge, recognize, repeat customers. Life moments or feedback. Pay attention. Acknowledge that. When we talk about remember, note preferences or previous interactions. If you ever know DeJulius, he talks about this and he has a model for doing this. Create it, somehow figure it out. Like really good hospitality people have their own notebook on people that they work with so that they can remember these things. Empathize. Tune into emotional cues and respond thoughtfully. Train for this. Celebrate it. Build systems to support it. This is what's going to make your business different than others. So build a culture of hospitality. It can't be scripted. It has to come from the heart. You've got to want to do it. Some might be like, oh, I'm an introvert. You know what? That's really not my thing. I'm an introvert. I love it. I feed off of it. Connection. Leaders must value it. If leaders are focusing on call times of how long you've been on the phone, you're not creating a culture of hospitality. No. So model it and reward it. So Gallup research shows emotionally engaged employees are the ones most likely to create emotionally engaged customer experiences. Yes. Make hospitality a hiring priority, a training pillar, and a performance metric. The ROI of being human. Customer experience is today's biggest differentiator, and hospitality is its heartbeat. It's not about doing more. It's about caring more. Businesses that prioritize human connection see better reviews, stronger loyalty increase revenue. You've got to want to do this. And when you're hiring, you look for that person that wants it, that feeds off of making a difference with people. Bottom line, anyone can offer great service. Only intentional, caring business delivers hospitality. And those are the ones that win, not just customers, but communities. Hospitality is the hidden edge. So I leave with you this quote. I don't know who said it. Hospitality is making people feel seen. Thank you for tuning in to Snack Leadership. I hope you felt inspiration, motivation, and felt your mindset spark. Snack Leadership is recorded and produced by myself, Ali Camilletti, and music by Shireen Amini.